Yeah, I gotta let the beat drop on time on that. This is my song. What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jay Renee, all right, of Hip Hop Humanism. Hip Hop Humanism Radio brought to you by WMSK Online Radio. It is Thursday night again, and it is 9 o'clock. You can find me, Jay Renee, your host, here at Hip Hop Humanism Radio every Thursday night. God willing, okay, at Hip Hop Humanism Radio. You can connect with me on Instagram and Twitter at the J Renee. That's TheJayRene. So tonight it is Thursday. If this is your first time here, welcome. I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope whoever plugged you in, I hope that I do them well with whatever accommodations they told you to make you log in. If you've been here before, I appreciate you for coming back. I am again your host, Jay Renee. You can connect with me on Instagram and Twitter at the J Renee. That's TheJayRene. So tonight, I welcome you very much for coming. Thank you for coming. I have a lot to talk about. I was lucky enough to go to a conference this weekend. Kings Stop Killing Kings, and 10,000 strong. It was in Baltimore. But this is just one of our neighborhoods, one of our concerns. Of course, we have concerns all across America, but it was a beautiful thing that happened in Baltimore. I definitely am going to share that with you later on today. Talk about what I experienced there and, things for the future. You can always converse with me, talk to me. You can call in and hear your voice just like you hear my voice. You can give me a call at 570-763-WMSK. That's 570-763-9675. I hope y'all had a good week. If y'all do pay attention to me, you will notice that I wasn't here last week. It was a national holiday called Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but I definitely don't take away from those of you that do. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm sure you ate lots of food. If you have leftovers, okay, it's been a week. I'm gonna need you to throw them away. All right, any turkey that you have left over, go on and make you some turkey salad or something like that. Other than that, go on and throw that stuff away. Okay, hopefully you and your family ate most of it and you're not wasting a lot of food. But it is a new Thursday, and like I told you guys the last time that you heard the sound of my voice, since it is Thursday, I have started to incorporate some throwbacks into my show, so you can definitely expect some throwback jam for you. I got a few different ones. Okay, so I'm surprised you tonight. I got some of my favorites, Public Enemy and KRS One, but I got some other ones mixed in there tonight. If you have something that you want to hear, you can definitely call in and let me know what it is. And if I have it, I will play it for you. You can reach me at 570-763-WNSK. That's 570-763-9675. So, yes, this weekend, man, awesome sauce. Okay, I was in Baltimore. I was at an event full of black kings and queens talking about our future and what we're going to try to do. It was specific to Baltimore, but anybody that has common sense knows that the urban condition isn't just in Baltimore, but it is just one of the places that we hit up because it's very important. I'm going to talk to you on tonight's show about what I experienced there. It was all good. I have to say, everybody that went there to, do that thing, it was all good. But there is some things that I did notice about the youth in Baltimore. Anybody that knows anything knows that Baltimore is a hard place to grow up in, and our youth are definitely affected by it. Okay, but that's all right. We can't stop. We know what's going on, and we know that we have to definitely save ourselves. This weekend, being a part of that whole little summit has definitely put some more wind in my sails, and it's definitely motivated me to do more for my community and to keep going forward and striving in the things that I do. And made lots of connections. So I can't wait to share with you some of the things that I experienced and talk to you about some of the things that we just need to talk about, in our hood, in our neighborhood. So coming up for y'all though, I do have some unsigned artists. That is something that I definitely do. I got to meet my son. He's someone that I've been following, but I actually got to meet him this weekend. He is the same person in person as you see online. A Strong King. I got some music by him. I got some music by Hayes Collins in general. Poet Deep, who is out of Baltimore, and some music from Descendant MC. So y'all stick with me. Y'all go ahead and enjoy these unsigned artists. If you're an unsigned artist and you want to connect with me, I'm gonna tell you how to do that right after these music plays. So y'all stay with me, and I'm gonna stay with you. We're gonna be defined by what we do at this hour. You got to draw a line in the sand and pick a side. Yeah. I'm better than I ever been. I'm just a nigga from the tenement, gangsta in the gentleman. Fuck a flag to the law, protect our melanin and Trump ain't my motherfucking president. I'm better than I ever been. I'm just a nigga from the tenement, gangsta in the gentleman. Fuck a flag to the law, protect our melanin and Trump ain't my motherfucking president. They insulting your intelligence, ignoring all the evidence, assassinating black. That other shit is irrelevant. This ain't about a veteran. It's about a veteran the way America treats people on melanin. Somebody tell the president why he was on Twitter. The white supremacists. Wait on niggas. I pray the Lord forgive us, but I ain't gonna be a victim. I'ma die fighting or I'ma die in the system. I know my grandma was that she would've kissed him. Tamir Rice's mom with the bullet would've missed him. How the hell a jury let him convince him that Trayvon was the aggressor and Zimmerman was the victim? Fuck the system, no justice, no peace. They wonder why we screaming, fuck the police. They should be happy we only taking the knee. They forgot they used to hang us from a tree. I'm better than I ever been. I'm just a nigga from the tenement, gangsta in the gentleman. Fuck a flag to the law, protect our melanin and Trump ain't my motherfucking president. I'm better than I ever been. I'm just a nigga from the tenement, gangsta in the gentleman. Fuck a flag to the law, protect our melanin and Trump ain't my motherfucking president. This ain't no democracy, this is a hypocrisy. We the lost children of Moses fulfilling prophecy. Martin got shot for me to take a knee. So you see, people die for my freedom, for free to make for free. I can't wait till we rise up. So all the soldiers going to war, the Lord, open your eyes up. Pay attention and wise up, your brother ain't your eye. So unless you and each other, she gotta stop. We dying over blocks and they buying all the stocks. You sitting in the cell and your son ain't got a pop. So he forced to sell rocks and he shot by the cops. It's another vicious cycle, but when does it stop? When does the props not matter and we stand united, red and blue, hand in hand, marching to the White House, red, black, and tan, and demand that they give us our own land. If you wonder who that is that you heard, that is my son, General. You can hit him up on Instagram under my son. That's MySonNNENY General. Okay, he is one of the unsigned artists that we know is definitely doing stuff for his hood. All right. If you're an unsigned artist and you would like to hear your music here on Hip Hop Humanism Radio, brought to you by WMSK Online Radio, you definitely can. Hit me up at hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. That's hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. And if your music is saying something, I guarantee that I will play it for you for free. Because I love black people. Black hoodie and jeans, all black army fatigue, black tents, black jacket and tee.
Black brown, black taps on the skin. Black naked, cop cake and black tinted ribs. Black naked, crown royal black with the velvety sleeve. Black and mild ass tapestry tree. Eyes low, black sun groove at 89 P's. Back street roof work by the pack that's hard. Black keys. Black motorcade be packing it that deep. Presidential rolling for rap as they speak. Residents is holding me back from blazing heat in the trap. Black grease on my face for black grease. Gun clap niggas react like black speaks. Black crowd niggas can hear in the back seats. Black fire follow you feel it. Black streets, this black music, get the fuck on your feet. From my soul, black, my DNA is staying in a minute. We were talking about black is my color, black is my pride, black is my color, black is my pride, black is my color, black is my pride. It's the pot calling the kettle black, black living metal rap, black sissy love show them power, they put their medals back. Slug in the top of the flower, but not get heavy back. Gummy bear pushing the sour, that's back the Reynolds rap. Raise the edge blues on the kettle, they coats hazy, black lazy cat, first on your dental, metal crazy black, baby back, fuck with my metal, she cold with crazy cat, black tights, money stilettos, said my lady black, charcoal gray paint on the mats, don't get less than exact, cause out in broad, they still look like it's black, black seeds, so I'm crazy for black, we the people that you eat, despite everything flavor like that. Teaching mass origination of blacks, how to read and write, blaze that nation that we hold in the back, communication that we hold in the facts. Black star, better second, no creation, I am culture, black, black. Try so hard to break us. I appreciate you. Like, listen. I told him, black lips are pressed to the grass of the lawn, black rhythm in the blues of the song, black prism, black notes move rooms in the limitless form, black notes move listen swarm, black coats, black mix with the fist, red, black and green bands on the wrist, black man, black queens that exist, black love like the lips and a kiss, pure facts, pure black like early bars canvas, black African drums, black faces of the children's slums, black places and the buildings they from, black races that nations that we build in tongues and still places from tuning this song. Black basements with music response. Black summer in rotation on the pavement like we move the sun. Black rooms, world from time for eyes of the young. Black lips on black thighs, black lips with the tongue, man. It's music. I have to stand here today as what I was when I was born. Black. Before there was any such thing as a Republican or a Democrat, we were black. Before there was any such thing as a Mason or an Elf, we were black. Before there was any such thing as a Jew or a Christian, we were black. In fact, before there was any such place as America, and after America has long passed from the scene, there will still be black people. Sometimes I wanna fly away. Yes, sometimes my skies are gray. I zoom into my highway. Don't wanna live this life today. Sometimes I wanna fly away. Looking for a brighter day. Remember what my grandma said. Don't wanna live this life today. Sometimes I wanna fly away. Yes, sometimes my skies are gray. I zoom into my highway. Don't wanna live this life today. Sometimes I wanna fly away. Looking for a brighter day. Remember what my grandma said. Trying to be positive, I cannot lie, I'm tired of this. Moving this metropolis, surviving through this toxicness. Wondering how I just get caught up in this block and twist. Plotting shit, unlock my gifts, but tidal ways they block my shit. Evaluate my energy. I question, was this meant for me? Haunted by the memories of failure and this imagery. But I know better, I'm going to set up the coast, let it go cold. Whatever, no, together, this flow, letter, my soul is feathers. Trying to build the best life that I never had. Trying to be a better husband, a better dad. But I'm living in the war when I had sad. Best friend I ever had was a pen and pad. Looking to my past, but they don't turn back. So many holes in the cold that I'm gonna crack. And my heart turned cold while the earth stacks. And my bills still making my life.
Got blow my nose, y'all. That time of year.
Roller coaster, y'all. Lucky I control my emotions. Devotion to raise my children, build them to be holy, open. It's like what I get from this. But your broken soul soaked into bitterness. But I must be vigorous. And acknowledge yourself, understand the difference. I'm very articulate. My heart's intimate, bars intricate. It's hard to image it. Eyes of limited hearts, infinite. I need a stress relief. A breath release. At best, at peace. The depth is deep. Bless the weak. My expertise, the rest in reach. My wretched peace. That's been left to the streets. Well, not yet. Sweat from their feet. Living in regret. Can't exit with peace. It's hopeless when they're standing there. No standing in this plane. Attacking planets in this land of crap. Don't wanna let this life be peace. Trying to give it to you smooth, it's a different thing. Seems like my whole life I've been feeling pain. You claim to love me, everything's same. Get as obvious that you feeling strange. I'm tired of accepting this. Hate with the precipice of your these messages. My efforts are effortless, never get deep in your crevices, breaking corrections. I'm not a perfect person, emerging my work to the surface. Bound by burdens, doing myself a disservice. Wish my attachment was minimal. So much trapping grip. The man in the mirror's identical. Trying to show love to the center. Trying for the good hearted. Trying to warm the art. Sworn the hardship. Sworn to solve it. Torn and guarded. Born to target. My catharsis. Need the doctor to operate. I feel full. On the spot my plate. Deep in doubt. I contemplate. Try your pain. Just stop the day. Don't wanna live this life in days. I'm loving your ways. Do you have more? Would it be for mine? Your eyes grow more. Everything's obtained. What is your heart pure? I don't know what you see in me, but I'm wondering. Could it be more you in me? Could it be more you in me?
What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jay Renee, with Hip Hop Humanism and Hip Hop Humanism Radio. Brought to you every Thursday from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. from WNSKOnlineRadio.com. The music that you hear right now is by Descended MC. If you love them, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want your music played here on the radio, we reach all of the United States and over 120 countries. You definitely have a chance. You can hit me up at hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com and get a chance to have your music played. But right now we are playing Descended MC. You can reach out to him on Twitter and Instagram under Descended MC. MC, exactly how it's spelled. Remember, hip hop is in the hood.
Interference, no time for intermission. Selling our souls were never on clearance. We descendants from Africa. Talk about stereotypes and rumors. Run the history. Queen of a TT and Teresa Lumumba. Don't know what you done.
MC, hit them up on Instagram and Twitter.
I can hear your
Get your
accent.
music played.
So I
Hit
ask,
me up.
where you from? I'm loving your ways. Do you have more? Would it be for mine? Yeah, trying to figure it out. In the studio all night, trying to put an album out. I had to go overtime. It seems like you were fine. I want you both to be mine. Music gave me more shine. You wanted me to be home. Starting to feel all alone. All up in the zone. Didn't understand the vision I was on. Cause the phone calls, increasing, missing, spending time every weekend. Like, listen, it's just gonna change. All we not at that creeping. Forgive me for not paying attention. Never mind mission. So much built up attention, and then one had to make a decision. We entering danger, confused and full of anger. Yo, it was my fault, cause my decision made strangers.
What's up, y'all? This is your girl, J. Renee, again with Hip Hop Humanism and Hip Hop Humanism Radio, brought to you every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. by WMSK, okay? WMSKOnlineradio.com. You can link with them on Instagram at WMSKOnlineradio.com and on Twitter at WMSK Online Radio. So, I welcome y'all definitely back. I appreciate y'all very much. I am multitasking right now. I'm trying to go on Facebook Live, so please forgive me for any pauses, okay? After this little talk, we are going to play a few ads, and then I'm going to come right back at you with some information about my weekend, about the rally in Baltimore that went so awesomely. Okay, Kings Stop Killing Kings rally, and it was a beautiful event. It was full of hope and the future and all of those other things. Okay, so I appreciate y'all. So, you know, there's every communities all over the United States, and every community feels like their need is urgent. But please know and don't fret. We are definitely coming. Okay, there isn't many of us that are doing the right thing, unfortunately. But those of us that are, we're bonding together, and we're trying to do something. So just be a little patient. If you live in a community that needs some help, getting some attention, I definitely want you to reach out to me. Okay, we can have something in your community. Day of 10,000 strong. All right, we had the community leaders that look like us bonded together and did something. Okay, that's all we got to do. Coordinate times and rhymes. All right. So if you got something going on in your community, or if you need some help, you have an idea or anything like that, we definitely want you to reach out to us at 570-763-WMSK. That'll get you online tonight. 570-763-9675. If you have an idea that's more behind the scenes, and you don't really want to get your face or name out there, but you still have an idea, we welcome them too, and we definitely want those. Y'all can hit me up directly at hip hop humanism radio at gmail.com. That's hip hop humanism radio at gmail.com. And in your subject, just say what you hit me up for. If you got a mixtape you want me to hear, if you got an idea, if you got a business, if you just want me to know what's going on in your community, and maybe we can come down and do something about it, please hit me up. If you can hear the sound of my voice and you would like to hear the sound of your voice, please know that you definitely can. Okay, I am brought to you by WMSKOnlineradio.com. And WMSKOnlineradio.com is always looking for jazz, gospel, entertainment, fashion, Latin, Caribbean, community, and other types of shows. So if someone you know, or if you are interested, please email us at WMSKOnlineradio.com. That's WMSKOnlineradio.com. So what I'm gonna do after y'all hear the sound of my voice is I'm gonna pay a few bills. So I'm gonna definitely play some commercials, but I will be back with you to talk to you more about the summit and events in Baltimore that happen this Saturday, some great events, and just to talk about what we can do in the future in different areas. Okay, Black people, we definitely have to connect on our common interests. And even though many of us have the same goal, we all have different roles. So I hope that is something going into 2020 that we can work on, where we can connect with each other and become a stronger bond. Black people were already strong, but we need to become a little stronger as far as our connections and what we can do from state to state to help our people. So we definitely want to keep that in mind tonight. I have some more unsigned artists for you. I have my front runner, my son. Okay, he calls himself the rap the is activist plus rapper, so it's raptivist. I hope that I said that right, but I'm gonna play some more music by him, plus some more music by a Baltimore native that is Poet Deep. You can reach out to him on Instagram and Twitter at I am Poet Deep. But I'm also gonna play some Wilmington people for you, Tone KGB Capone, and I'm gonna play somebody from Philly, some K Walker. You always hear me talk about him. So I'm gonna play him. So here go these bills, and I'll get back with you when I will. State versus up magazine. Make sure you get your copy at a location near you. All new things in New York, New Jersey, Philly, Atlanta, and LA. One of million bookstores in our first country is Canada. Even to the mind of the hard and confident who has been wronged by the system. This magazine will give you high-profile things, corruption information on what's happening in the G-Board, police department, and the government. Also, success stories of former inmates such as myself. You don't want to miss it. Celebrities, sports, entertainment, real estate, and financial literacy. Make sure you visit us on our website at stateBSUSMag.com. Our social media at StateBSUS and on Facebook at StateBSUS Magazine. We are the voice of the voiceless. State versus Us Magazine.
somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. That's 800-631-1754. Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. That move here for Swiss America. According to the Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War. Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-978-3901. 800-978-3901. 800-978-3901. Once again, that's 800-978-3901.
Don't make a move without contacting Focus Movers. They offer affordable moving rates, fast and reliable service, fully equipped state-of-the-art trucks, locally owned and operated, a 24-hour call center. You give them a call. Do it today. 443-506-7905. Don't make a move without Focus Movers. 443-506-7905. Free moving quotes, commercial and residential, full service moves, local and long distance. Last second and emergency moves can be done too. They are fully licensed and insured. Call them at 443-506-7905 or book online at www.focusmovers.com. Don't make a move without calling Focus Movers.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jay Renee, with Hip Hop Humanism and Hip Hop Humanism Radio. If you want to connect with me, you definitely can at the J Renee on Instagram and Twitter. That's TheJayrene. So I welcome you tonight to my show. I want to talk to you about what I got to experience this weekend. All right, I went to a rally in Baltimore. It was on Saturday, and it was called the 10 of 10,000 Strong. Okay, so what that was is some black-owned businesses and activists that cared, got together in Baltimore. They're from Baltimore and Maryland and things like that. So they got together, and it was a meeting of the minds. That's something that Black people don't do often. We often don't connect and have a meeting of the minds and have a real conversation about what's going on. So this weekend in Baltimore, I was lucky enough to experience a meeting of the minds. Okay, I didn't say much, and those of y'all that know me, the fact that I didn't say much will probably surprise you. But sometimes we're not meant to say anything. We're supposed to just listen. So at this meeting of the minds, I heard the frustration of the youth, and I've heard our Black kings that are trying to do something about it. Oftentimes, Black women, I am a Black woman, we're so hard on our black men, and we put them down and we kick them around because there's a lot of black men that might not be doing the right thing. But please know, ladies, that not all men are the same, and there are a lot of black men that are trying to do the right thing. So this weekend, when I was in Baltimore, I had the privilege and the pleasure of being in the room full of black kings and full of the black queens that was ready to follow up behind them. And it was very emotional. Like I had to check myself a lot. You know, I'm a Cancer and I'm a bit of a crybaby. So, oh hey, if you see me pause for a second, that's because I am on Facebook Live. We have Ernest Heyman. He said he wants to be on the show. You definitely can be on the show. Hey Timothy, I'm glad that you're here too. You definitely can be on the show. Anybody that's interested in coming on the show and talking about the urban community and what's going on, I definitely do invite you. If you are trying to get on the show and you have a direct connect with me through Facebook and Messenger, please hit me up on Messenger and just let me know. If you don't and you're going to share this video, let them know that they can hit me up at Hip Hop Humanism Radio at gmail.com. That's Hip Hop Humanism Radio at gmail.com, and just put in the subject area that they would like to come on the show. If you don't have a ride, don't worry about it. I'll get you here. Just holler at me and I'll let you get here. But back to this weekend, man. When I was in Baltimore, I'm gonna tell y'all, like I had to catch myself several times from busting out into tears. Okay, like just crying. And you probably like, why are you crying? It was just the weekend. It was like to be in a room with so many black kings that were positive and talking about the future was emotional. And then to be in the room with the black queens that was ready to, follow up and support them was emotional. You know what I'm saying? And then seeing the kids that we was there, like the first part of our day, we were just greeting the kids that was coming to school to let them know, like, hey, you got a whole community behind you. You're not out here alone. And some of the kids, they came in and they just had shock on their face. And then some of the kids, they came in and had a smirk on their face. And it just warmed my heart, you know what I'm saying? But I had to hold my tears back. I was like, okay, it's not time to cry. Hold yourself together now. Don't be the typical female. So I held it in. And then, we went in the back and the Black Kings was talking. You know what I'm saying? You had G-Mac, who's led by Trife Gangster. You had My Song, that many people know as an activist and a raptivist. You know what I'm saying? So, they're sitting around and they're talking about how they have to grab up their sons and lead their sons so they can be kings for our queens and stuff. Another emotional moment. I had to check it back. I was like, don't cry, man. It's like the time to cry. I had to hold it back. You know what I'm saying? Held it back. But it was beautiful. And as the time went, and I just seen how our people can just be together and bond together and I had like flashes in my mind of the pictures we've seen of the 60s, of the Black Panther movement, with people around and just talking. It was just so emotional and great. You know what I'm saying? So let me see what Ernest said. I'm going on the show and talk big because time I could really use this voice. Hey, come on. You know what I'm saying? If you look like me, if you're a black king, a black queen, you got something to say, you got a business, you rap, whatever it is, now is the time to get with me because I'm trying to put you on. We need to build a network. You know what I'm saying? We have to build a network where we can connect because all across America, we have people in the hood and we have people that are conscious and we're doing stuff. But we need to connect because we need to spread like fire across this thing. This is the thing, people that don't look like us that are successful, that's what they do. They make connections. They'll build a business, you know what I'm saying? And they need a wall built. They're not just going to go find anybody. They have a good friend of theirs from high school who has a son that builds walls. They're going to hit him up and say, hey, I'm trying to build this wall. Hey, I'm trying to, get your son. Can he build this wall? Those are the connections that we have to make. The Black community has to make those same type of connections. Okay. So when I was in Baltimore and I was at this rally the day of 10,000 strong, it was absolutely motivating. And I had to ask myself, what can I do now? Now that I've been here and I heard all of this, what is the next step? The next step is not stagnant. That's the thing about some of us black people. We have so many ideas and we have so many good intentions, but they stop right at our house. They stop at our doorstep. They stop at our friends' ears. Now is the time, you know what I'm saying, to connect those things and make those things happen. Right now is the time to get in where we fit in. We are in a climate right now that nobody can afford to be racist. Hey, Donnell, that's my battle. That's my battle right there from the army. That's a whole different kind of love. I will talk about that in a different show. But what's up, Donnell? But we're in a place right now where we can stand on the fact that we're black and we need to let in. Nobody wants to be seen as racist. Nobody wants to be seen as not doing the right thing. So right now is the time. If you see something that's going on that doesn't include black people, now is the time to say, hey, let me in. If they don't let us in, we got different avenues, but they're gonna let you in. Because everybody's trying to climatize. They finally are seeing that the black vote means something. They're finally are respecting the fact that the black dollar means something. Because they've been knew that. Okay, they've been capitalizing on this. You know what I'm saying? Sis, I always pay attention, but I don't say much. But don't worry, when I get to talking, I'll be talking about something. That's a shout out to Tia Hamilton. She is on my Facebook Live. She is the reason why you can even hear my voice, okay? She is the creator. And there's no one greater here at WMSK Online Radio. She's the reason why you can hear me. Much respect out to her. I always tell people I'm the plug, but that's the house right there. So if you got something going on and you trying to get plugged in for real, that's who you want to hit up. It's Tia Hamilton right there. But I was you know, right now, millennials are the big thing. Everybody's worried about millennials. But I had a conversation with my uncle one day, and he was like, when someone becomes an adult, their cake is already baked. Okay, so when it comes to envision adults as a cake, all of us adults envision us as a cake. Some cakes taste good, some ain't too good. You can put frosting on some, put some glaze. Sometimes cakes come out lopsided. But we still bake. But once a cake is baked, it's already baked. You know what I'm saying? So you can only add to that cake that's baked. So we might not reach our millennials. We might not reach those that are 29, but that's okay. Don't fret, because they have children and they got nieces and nephews. From the ages of 0 to 9, those are the ages that whatever you put into a child, those are the ages that what you put into them is going to actually build their character and the person that they are. Those are the building blocks. So if at any time you feel like you can't reach the 18-year-old, the 22-year-old, 27-year-old, don't fret, because they have kids and it's kids before them. Sometimes we can't reach those that are about to actively take the reins. Sometimes they got to learn like we learned. I had adults in my life telling me stuff, but it was some stuff that I had to learn on my own. Okay? You have to think that same and remember that for our 18 to 29-year-olds. But their children, them little babies, 0 to 9, their minds are wide open. I want you to take a moment and think about this. When we come into the world, we have an empty slate. We don't know nothing. We don't even know what language we speak. We just open our eyes and know we're hungry. Okay, that's all we know. So from the ages of 0 to 9, those are the ages where we can incorporate that sugar, incorporate that salt where it's needed, that caramel, that chocolate. We're baking that cake. We're mixing. Kids from 0 to 9, they're that batter. Okay, so put something in that batter. It doesn't matter if it's not your child. Some of us don't have children. It doesn't matter if it's not our child. Sometimes you just got to drop a gem. I remember stuff that old people that I didn't even know would tell me. At the time, I didn't know what they was talking about. Ain't no telling what I thought about them. But later on, that gem mattered, and it sat with me. It says that in the Bible. If you believe in the Bible, it says, plant them seeds. They'll come back. And that's true. So what do we do right now? The millennials, they not trying to hear us. They mad at us. What can we do? There's no one to pick up the reins. That's where the programs come into play. Any program that we make now and make strong while we're alive is going to be our legacy. It's going to be our voice when we're gone. Let us assume that none of the millennials pick up the reins. That doesn't mean forget them. That doesn't mean move on. Their children are still in play. Programs. There is someone right now that wants to fund your program, and you don't even know it. You might be a single mom. It might be something based on your state. It might be something that you based on. It might just be somebody that believes in your dream. Start some programs for our kids. Programs that you set up that will last for years and years to come. So once you're gone and your kids are gone, that program is still in place for those children to learn. We know what we was missing out in the urban community. We know what we didn't have. We need to set up programs and things in place for our kids so they can have them. I learned about the banking system through my grandma. She used to sit down with her checkbook that was trash and had me write out checks. You know what I'm saying? And show me how to write it out. So I knew that. We know that's not something that's going on in the urban community. We know that right now, most of the people that are parents don't have a checking account and a saving account to spread that. So if you can, why not make a program that teaches kids how to do that? And we have to make it for free. We have the black dollar. We got plenty of money to invest in ourselves. Okay? About a week ago, I took $120 and I bought me a purse and I bought 3 wallets. It cost me $120. That same $120 can be invested towards our community. You understand what I'm saying? It's important to invest in ourselves. No one else is coming to save us. I'm gonna need you to know that. You know that. Ain't nobody coming. We have to save ourselves. We have to set ourselves up for success. Okay. We have to keep that compassion. When I was at this summit this weekend, it was a young man he has no compassion. And I can understand. I grew up. Life is hard. It's easier not to care. It's easier to say that's not my problem. If you're too in tune, you're gonna cry every day over something that you see. So I get it. We have to save ourselves. Our time is now 2020. We are in a position now that if you're a woman and you see that there's no women somewhere, you can get in there because they're gonna let you in because they don't want to be the bad guy. You hear me? They don't want to be the one that was sexually discriminative or racially discriminative. If there's something that you see and there's no black people or brown people involved, now is your time to get involved. They're gonna let you in. They don't want the problems. They don't want the lawsuits. And since you're the first one in, that means you can pave the way for what it's supposed to be. We have power. You have power. Power you don't even know. Power that we deserve to pass on to our children. When I was at the summit this weekend, I talked to Keys Empowered. Later on, I'm going to have, who you should follow on Instagram and Twitter. We have to build businesses for our sons and daughters to invest in, for our sons and daughters to own, for our sons and daughters to build careers in. We have to. Okay? On the Caucasian side, they have this thing called the good old boy system. It's something they don't talk about. It just is. Black people, we need our own good old boy system. We don't have to call it a name. We ain't got to say nothing about it. Just make it be. We have to save ourselves. No one is coming to save us. I appreciate y'all being here with me on this Facebook Live. I am going to take a break. Next, I'm going to play some music by our youth. I have Jay Stacks with My City, and I have KJ with My Letter to Him. If you want to call in or get with me, you definitely can at 570-763-9675. That's 570-763 WNSK. I'm going to end this broadcast, but I will be back before the night is over. So y'all just think about some of the things I said, and if you want to call in and call me, you can definitely do that. So here we go into some of our youth music, and I'll be back at you before you know it. I'll be back, y'all. I'm back, y'all. This is all crazy. Head feeling hazy. I've been thinking about you, bro. I even started getting lazy. I even started getting sick. Got me worried like a chick. I can't believe they did this to me. Bro, these dummies really sick. I'm out here trying to fake smile. Can't even see you in a while. People trying to hold my bed, but this I feel it's been a while. I've been just trying to figure out what is this all about. You didn't deserve none of this. It makes me mad. I wanna shout. I'm scrolling down the gram. I see a picture. I was startled seeing people focus RIP. I'm like, this is dishonor. Then I stopped the car dead, and he told me something. He said they shot you in the chest. It was me. So on one press like that. Why he ever go like that? If you ever needed something, he would have your back. He was an angel, but they ain't respecting that. As soon as they catch them, it's gonna be hell. Okay. So tired throwing attention to Vince because he was innocent and had to suffer that quick. My mind has been so clean, full of heavy thoughts that keep thinking. Sitting in the past, people don't know what I've been thinking. Hearing stuff left and right, I really wish that I could fight the pain I thought almost every day and night. And my face, you see the fight. I'm trying to sleep, get through the nights in this hard work world. Cause everything ain't diamonds and pearls. Trust me, my brother was a star, yeah, legend. When I say I almost tried to, he wrecked the pressure. I'm like, I'm rap too. It's crazy how we ain't new. That we had so much in common in this cause I can't tell you. Every day, sit your rep, I come in, I hold my rep cause I wanna scream and I wanna shout. This slip and get my anger out. And it's not to hurt anyone by this behavior, but take my shit to see why I act this way. Trying to be strong, counting my blessings. I ain't heard so much. What's like when you heard so many less? I'm guessing hurt people hurt this body, always fighting and yelling. I just know that my brother was accepted to the heavens, but I'ma keep on breathing and moving until I push through. Keeping love for my brother and my heart, that's what I'm gonna do. I cannot give up on you. The feeling makes me vulnerable. I wish that them guys didn't take the risk that hurt you. I wish a bunch of stuff didn't go the way it did. I wish I had spent more time when I was a kid. I wish I was there to tell you, hold on. I wish I was there to tell you that you're strong. They took me to the hospital, I carry you. I had never even think about you being gone. And I feel so bad, man. This stuff is really sad. Me and my brother didn't even get a chance to be a dad. I don't never want to wish that on nobody, but I hope they get that in the right process. I
I pray that they catch you up and deal with them the way they deserve. Alright, you brother. I got your back. And I never give up on my dreams. I miss you, and I will never forget about you. Hashtag long live Bob. Love you, brother. Chasing this bread, gotta feed you more. They counting me out, you counting me in. I'm trying to do right, so I pray when I say we like the beginning, but he wanted it. It hurt me the most because he took my best friend. I'm missing your show and it's still on my mind. The love that you get can't be described. In the whole year, but you still on my mind. I will look up to you, definitely shine. It could never be another you. The wisdom you shared was one of a kind. No less than this person, you God. Spread out my wings, take flight to the sky. We touching in, white tears from my eyes. Bringing you, I can't believe you died. Bringing you, I can't believe you died. I can't stop you from flying.
What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jay Renee, with Hip Hop Humanism Radio. I just got to play some of our youth for you. Okay, we had KJ and we had J Stack. Right now, the music that you hear me talking over is from another Delaware youth. Okay, his name is Pride Rez. That's Prodrez. That's what you can hit him under Instagram. He makes beats. Okay, he is a young producer. He is 15 years old, first year in high school. We definitely want to support our youth. So if you can, and if you get a chance, you want to definitely add K J Stacks and KJ on Instagram, and you want to also add Pride Rez. Those are our youth that is doing something out here positive. So, like I was telling you, um, for the rest of the show, I'm gonna play Pride Rez music to talk over. But like I was telling you, the summer in Baltimore this weekend was wow. All I can say is wow. I was definitely impressed so much that it motivated me to do something. So after this drop, I'm gonna talk some more. I'm gonna talk to you about who you need to follow on Instagram. You definitely want to follow them. Everyone that I mentioned on Instagram is doing their thing, so I definitely want you to follow them. If you are in the fight for our life, okay, this is what it's called, the fight for our life. That's exactly what it is. I'll be back with y'all very shortly. What's up, y'all? I'm back. This is your girl, Jay Renee, back with Hip Hop Humanism and Hip Hop Humanism Radio, brought to you by WMSK, WMSK Online Radio. If you would like to connect with me directly, you definitely can. You can do that on Twitter and Instagram under The J Renee. That's TheJayrene. And if you want to connect with the radio station that is bringing me to you, hello, you can definitely do that at WMSKOnlineRadio.com. That is WMSKOnlineRadio.com. So what are we talking about right now? So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to link up on live right now. Okay. Oh, that's what I'm doing. Linking up on live. So any pauses that you hear, please forgive me. Okay. This is your host again, Jay Renee, okay, of Hip Hop Humanism and Hip Hop Humanism Radio. If you would like to reach out to me directly, you definitely can. You can link up with me on Instagram and on Twitter at the J Renee. That is TheJayrene. I have my picture up so you will know that it's me. If you're trying to hook up with me through the radio station, please do that too. That's not an and or you can do that also at WMSKOnlineRadio.com on Instagram, and on Twitter is WMSK Online Radio. So, what I've been talking about tonight is just the positive things that I got to experience in Baltimore, and some things that I want to bring to the Wilmington area. Anybody that lives in Delaware or Wilmington, Delaware knows that when it comes to crime, we definitely are in the stats. Okay, Delaware loves to be put on for things, but that's one of those things we definitely aren't really hype on being put up on. So in Baltimore, I got to go to a rally. Okay, it was absolutely awesome. It was called 10,000 Strong. All right, and I'm trying to bring that to Wilmington. So if you are a black male, or if you're just a black person and you're looking around your neighborhood and you're tired of what you see going on, and you're trying to do something for the youth and something positive, and just something to just give us a better standing, okay, just a better outcome, a better everything, okay, I'm the one to link into me, okay, at Hip Hop Humanism Radio. That is Hip Hop Humanism Radio at gmail.com. Okay, if you would like to be a part of the movement of saving our babies, you just put that in the subject line. Put saving our babies in the subject line. If you are a musical artist and you have some music that you want me to hear and possibly play, okay, you can hit me up at hiphophumanism@gmail.com and in the subject put play my music. If you are a business owner, independent business, okay, hit me up at the same thing, hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. Put support my business. Just reach out to me. Whatever you want to talk about, you can definitely do that. If you want to call and talk to me tonight about what I'm talking about, just what we can do in the community to build us up and make us greater, you can definitely do that at 570-763-WNSK. That's 570-763-9675. I'm here with y'all every Thursday. Okay, I commuted from North Carolina tonight. That's 4.5 hours away. Okay, that's how dedicated I am. I don't know the numbers. I don't listen to the numbers. I don't know who listens to me or watch me, but I feel that what I'm saying is important. And if it's not important today, one day in the future, people will be backlogging to these episodes to, just see what I was talking about. And I hope that I was talking about something that motivated you, that persuaded you, that made you interested. Now, remember, I am human and I do human things, so I'm not always going to be perfect. I've been up here, a few times less than perfect, but my heart was still in the same place. Okay, time is one of those things we can't give back. So, anybody that's wanting to give their time for something that they can't give back, and they might not even benefit for it, we would definitely show them love. What I'm going to now is a few commercials, and then after that, it is Thursday, okay, and I did tell you that on Thursdays I am going to start playing some throwbacks. So I got some throwbacks for you this Thursday. I have definitely the Roots. You already know that's going to be coming. I got a Tribe Called Quest, KRS-One, Public Enemy, and a few others, okay? So I definitely hope that you can make it through this break of this music, and we're going to be coming back, and we're going to just be talking about positivity and what we can do in the urban community. I appreciate you very much. So please stay with me and I will continue to stay with you. What's up, yeah? So I'm just playing a few commercials. Hello, my Facebook friends. Um, I'm going to play a few commercials before I talk some more. If you want to become part of the conversation, you definitely can. Just hit me up on the phone number. I would love to hear from you. Okay. Yeah, we're just talking about positive stuff tonight. Because there's plenty of stuff positive to talk about in the urban community. It just seems like it's not, but there's lots of positive stuff. We always doing stuff. We're very innovative. So I got less than an hour left on the show. I appreciate everybody that's logging in. I know I picked a late time slot, but I picked a grown time slot. I am for the kids, but I can't always say that I'm gonna say something or have content that's for the kids. But I hope that y'all definitely know my heart. Right now, we're playing a few commercials. State versus Us. Meg is one of the commercials that I'm playing. Since you're here on Facebook and can't really hear it, let me read it to you. Okay, that is State versus Us Mag, your official source to the streets from prison, highlighting high-profile cases, corruption in the police department, government, the prison system, wrongful convictions, and successful stories of the former incarcerated. If you or someone you know has a story to tell, we definitely want to feature you or give you some ad space. So please hit us at State versus Us Mag at gmail.com. That is State versus SBS Us Mag at gmail.com. That's State VS US Mag at gmail.com. So, if you got your people, they getting railroaded, this is the email to hit. If your peoples that, got a bum rap and got out, that's the email to hit. If your people want to serve time that they needed to serve and they came out and they're trying to do something positive now. All right, State versus Us Mag at gmail.com is the email to hit. Oh, there go my music email. Back on the radio. I thought I turned it down. I did. This is your girl J Renee back with you at Hip Hop Humanism and Hip Hop Humanism Radio, brought to you by WMSKOnlineradio.com and WMSK Online Radio. You can reach out to us on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to connect with me directly, you definitely can do that at the J Renee on Instagram and Twitter at THEJAYRENE. Go on, hit me up. You got some music, you got a business, you got an idea, you just want to say something, you got something to say. I definitely welcome your emails that way. I also accept your emails, okay? Excuse me, I got caught up for words that happen sometimes. It's the English language, I don't know. I don't know how they pass their citizens test, but that's another story. But you can definitely hit me up with your music ideas, your business, whatever you got going on. Please hit me up at hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. That's hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. And while we're talking about that, I also would love for you to check out my website. All right, that's just hiphophumanism.com. All right, my website, hiphophumanism.com. That's my website. On that website, you can do all kind of stuff. I'm about to start a video, so I'm about to get real repetitive on y'all. Please forgive me. I'm just trying to get the word out there. Okay, this is your girl, J Renee, with Hip Hop Humanism and Hip Hop Humanism Radio, brought to you by WMSK Online Radio. If you would like to connect with me directly, you definitely can on Instagram or Twitter at the J Renee. That is THEJAYRENE. If you would like to hook up with the radio station that brings you my voice, you can definitely do that too on Twitter. You can find them under WMSK Online Radio. And on Instagram, you can find them at WMSKOnlineradio.com. If you are an independent artist and you have some positive music, if you are a Black business owner, if you have an idea or you just got something to say, we please ask you to reach out to us at hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. In the subject line, just say what you need, or you can hit up WMSKOnlineradio.com to get you a spot on the radio. We hope to hear from you, and don't forget, hip hop is in the hood. Okay? So, those of y'all that have been with me, you know that that's one thing I say, that hip hop is in the hood. If somebody says they're a hip hop artist, and if somebody says they're a hip hop artist and they're not in the hood, they're not hip hop. Okay, I had the special privilege to be behind stage, and I got to talk to Smith and Wesson, and I got to talk to Tech of Smith and Wesson. All right, and the first thing that he led with is hip hop is in the hood, and that's something that resonates with me, and that's something that is part of my mission statement. Hip hop is in the hood, because it is, man. Like, hip hop is our music. Hip hop is totally influential. Think about it. Those of y'all my age, I'm 38. My age and older, a little bit younger. Tell me hip hop didn't influence you. It influenced how we dress. It influenced the words that we used. It influenced where we wanted to go. It influenced our dreams. It influenced us. Everything. Hip hop is a powerful, powerful platform. And many people don't even know the power of that platform. One of the things that I appreciated when I was at this summit in Baltimore, Trife Gangster, that's somebody that y'all definitely need to follow on Twitter if you don't already, if you're not already following him, okay? It's Trife Gangster. Give me a second so I can set myself up for success here so I can continue to talk to y'all. Okay, we Black, we know how to go. I already had to set myself up. But Trife Gangster, that's TRIFE_gangster with an A. Okay, he was one of the gentlemen that was there, and he was talking, and he was just like, man, you know, the music that we put out and what our kids see, it matters. And I agree with him, it does matter. Hip hop influenced me in so many ways, and I was lucky to be coming up in an age where our artists still cared about us. Right now, our kids and our teenagers are living in an age where the hip hop artists don't care about them, so they say anything. That's why the music now is led with the disrespect of women, the, the forgetting about ourselves, drugging ourselves, drinking ourselves into happiness and out of sadness. That's why. But it doesn't have to be this way. You might can't reach, the 18 to 29-year-olds, but they have kids and they got nephews and little cousins, and so do we. The ages from 0 to 9 is the age where we can instill something that will forever cement in their psyche. Okay, I had the privilege of talking to Kay Walker, and one time when me and Kay Walker was talking, he said something that I felt was very, very important that I hadn't thought about. So I had Kay Walker in the studio. He a very quiet dude unless something invokes him. So I was talking to him, and he was like, "We have to stop and think that a lot of people have kids out of lust. They meet somebody they like, he like them back, they like each other, they have sex unprotected, and here comes a baby. It's not built out of love or the traditional saying, it's built out of lust. So you have somebody now that wasn't looking for a child that has a baby, and you expect her or him, because it go both ways, to grow it into something that's productive. But that's not always the case, because like Kay Walker said, and I had, like, it makes total sense. Like, why didn't I think about that? But that's why us black people getting it together is so beautiful, because sometimes we can invoke thoughts within each other and remind us of stuff. We be mad because she not taking care of her baby like her grandma taught us and all of that. She didn't know what to do with that baby. It's a baby made out of lust. She ended up getting pregnant. So she might not be the best example. And the man that she had a baby by, unless he a pervert, her same age. So they both dumb as hell. I ain't calling y'all dumb. Don't be offended, millennials, okay? Depending on the list that you look, I'm a millennial too, and I'm 38, okay? I'm not calling you all stupid, but if you got common sense, some of y'all stupid, okay? That's where I come in. That's where the people like me come in. Try to save your baby. We know we failed you. We sorry, yo. We sorry. When I was in Baltimore, I got to see how mad the youth was. We sorry, man. We ain't know. We ain't know. Like, we had best interest in heart. We wasn't bad people when we was young, too. I always say that teenagers should never be in charge of children. Because teenagers is dumb, too, man. You got us in charge of children, our most valuable asset of impressionable minds. Teenagers should never be in control of our most valuable asset, impressionable mind. We got this sense, as a teenager, if you was raised right, you got this sense, right from wrong. But you shouldn't be in charge of no kids because you are still learning about the world. I've raised plenty of children in my teenage years. I didn't do them no extra wrong, but as an adult now, I realize as a teenager, that shouldn't have been my charge. My little sister, I love her to death. She's about to be 24. Anytime that somebody meets her, they always talk about how mature she is for her age. They can never believe that she's about to be 24. She don't act like your average 24-year-old. Okay. So I did a lot good there. But as I watch her, I can see where I made mistakes. I can see that as a teenager, learning about the world, I might shouldn't have been in her charge. There's things about her that I instilled in her from 0 to 9. That age is so important. There's stuff that I instilled in her from 0 to 9 that is part of who she is now. Some things were great. Most of the things were great. 90%. There's 10% that wasn't so great. My ignorance as a teenager. You understand? What we put into our kids is important, y'all. They listen and they hear everything. They're watching when you think they're not watching. Our babies, they need us. They need us to drop them gems. And it's hard now. It's different. You can't say something to somebody's kids without them coming to fight you. So don't make him confrontational. If you see a young man stealing, don't tell him not to steal because his mama might be stupid. Just say, hey, be careful, young man. They like to lock us up. Drop them gems. Say, hey, be careful, young lady. If you're out here being wild, it's possible for you to get an STD or get pregnant. Don't say it in a judging way. If she goes home or he goes home and tell their parent, I met somebody in the street and they told me that if I keep stealing, I might go to jail. That's the truth. That's the truth. Nobody with common sense is going to get mad that you told their child that. Okay? Now, if you're in the street saying, look at you stealing, you don't make no sense, your mama this, your mama that, that's different. You might get a different result when they go home and talk to their mama. You know, they mama and daddy want to fight you because you just said they wasn't shit. Nah, they ain't shit. But they don't want to hear you say it. Sometimes it's all about what you're saying. Sometimes it's all about how you're saying what you're saying. Okay? You see a promiscuous girl out there, you think she a hoe. It ain't your place to say you a hoe. No. Use your brain. Say, you know, young lady, you out here and you doing your thing. I see you. You got to be careful. There's stuff out here that'll kill you. Okay? You got to be careful with people's feelings. There's some crazy people out there. You dropping gems without judging, without condemning, without bringing their parents into it. So if they do go home and tell their parent that you said this thing, if their parent has any kind of common sense, they can't get mad at what you said. Our millennials are angry, yo. I see that from talking to the millennials in my life. I seen that in this summit that I went to in Baltimore. They angry. Our millennials are angry. Okay? And the millennial age, it depends. It's all different over the internet. I'm 38 years old. Some of the stuff you'll Google will say that I'm a millennial. Other things will say I'm not. It doesn't matter. That's just a title. I'm going to tell you this. Our young people, those people my age, 18 and before 30, they mad as hell, yo. They mad at us. They mad at life. And it's partially our fault. When I was in State versus Us, I'm in the second issue under Jay Renee. I didn't put no picture because I said I don't want people to focus on my picture. I want them to focus on what I'm saying. So ain't no picture, but I'm in there. My sign general is on the cover. Second issue, State versus Us May. Okay. Savage 21. He blamed us, the people my age. I'm 38. Living in Wilmington, I can't say nobody else's statistics, but living in Wilmington, being 38, I could easily have a 20-year-old. Okay? Come on, let's not play. We know 14-year-olds that was having babies. That's a norm in Delaware. It still is. I be driving down the street when I come to town now, and I see a young girl. She got a stroller and a baby walking. That's the norm. They angry. I watched my people set them up for a failure. That's one of the reasons why I joined the Army. My peers, they having babies, they drinking all the time, smoking weed. This is before pills and all that came out. I was like, that ain't what I want. But I watched my peers do it. I watched some of my peers do it to the point that it directly affected their children. I know somebody right now that I used to party with. She got pregnant. She didn't slow down. You feel me? For whatever reason. I ain't gonna judge her. But her son came out deaf. He can't hear. That affected me. I still think about that to this day. And I never handed her a drink or a smoke or nothing. I don't play with pregnant people. I ain't finna give you nada but some vegetables and advice. That affects me. When I was at this summit, it was this little 18-year-old boy. He said, I'm gonna be honest. When I see that my people is dying or something happened, I don't care because I didn't choose that path. It broke my heart. I wish I would have reached out to him that night. This is something else that's very important. If you got something on your heart to say it. I hope to meet him again. I might never see him again. And I got so much to say to him. Our babies, man. They looking for us. The whole night when I was at the summit, I told y'all earlier, I just wanted to bust out in tears at random times, and I didn't. And you probably like, why would you want to bust out in tears? It was such a positive event, 10,000 strong, because it was an emotional day. Seeing my black kings bound together. Do you know I'm a black woman, I grew up in the hood, I grew up in real life. The feeling that I felt being in a room of black men, and none of them were drunk. None of them were high. None of them was trying to call me bitch. None of them was trying to holler. They was there for one purpose, and that was saving the young men and the children that looked like them. It was emotional in a happy way. To see the queens scattered in between, giving high fives, giving the love that I'm going to tell you, I don't care how strong a black man is. He can be strong by himself. Let a black woman that he loves tell him, I'm proud of you. He's finna boost her. Yeah. To see the youth, their reaction when they seen that their community supported them and we was there on their first day of school to boost them up. The looks on their face, emotional. As I sat there and I watched and listened to the kings talk and listened to how they respected their queens when the queens had something to say, how the younger ones respected the elders, I couldn't help but in my mind flash back to the Black Panther movement and the pictures that I saw. It was emotional. It was moving. You couldn't be there and not be moved. We have movement to do. Will you be there? Will you? I got some music playing. I'm sorry I'm talking over it. I'm going to run it back just so y'all can hear it. Here you go. I'll be back with y'all. What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jay Renee of Hip Hop Humanism Radio, here every Thursday night from 9 to 11 p.m., brought to you by WMSKOnlineRadio.com. As you can hear in the background, we got some KRS playing. That is the sound of the police. This is the place for your old school throwback hip hop and your unsigned new artists that have something to say. If you have some music and you would like for me to listen to it so I might play it, you definitely can send it to me at hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. That's hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. Link into me to hear everything else, remember this, that hip hop is in the hood. We're back, y'all. They got the heat pumping in here, y'all. I'll be back, y'all. I'll be back.
Started slave ships.
There are more records of slave ships than one would dream of. It seems inconceivable. Until you reflected for 200 years, ships sailed carrying cargo and slaves.
In the face of the violence that we've been experiencing for the past 400 years, is actually doing our people a disservice. In fact, it's a crime. It's a crime.
So I'm on the run. The enemy is meant to have too much fun. The so friends of mine both been looked at. I laid off the steps and now I feel sad. The scratch was scratch on two Saturdays and listen here. This is cool DJ Weller. Known as the true, the only, the everyone, the prime monster. Here's everyone that they take it. It's a whole but you know the
What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jay Renee. I am on Instagram Live, something that I don't do often. I don't know much about Instagram, but here I am. Okay, if you can see me or hear the sound of my voice, I would appreciate a share on whatever platform that you have. If they want to connect with me on Instagram or Twitter, they definitely can add the J Renee. That's TheJayRene. Okay, I am brought to you, okay, by WMSK Online Radio out of Baltimore. If you would like to connect with them, you definitely can under Twitter at WMSK Online Radio and under Instagram at WMSKOnlineradio.com. Like I told you, this is my first time on Instagram Live, but that's all right. I don't know if anybody will join. I don't care if anybody will join because I'm here anyway. So we are 15 minutes left in the show. I might go over a little bit. That's all right. Who's going to say anything? Nobody, because it's all good. So right now, I'm gonna take this segment because I didn't get to do it earlier to tell you who you need to follow on Instagram. All right. So the first one that you need to check out on Instagram, if you are a humanitarian, if you have some extra money to donate, if you're in the California area and you have time. Somebody that you definitely want to check out, okay, is Beauty to the Streets. Okay, she is on Instagram. You can find her. She is out of California. Okay, if you are a humanitarian, or one second, I'm trying to get all my things in line. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and doing all of this stuff. You know, I'm not used to all of that, so I'm still trying to get used to it. So please forgive me if I have a moment of pause. Okay, I'm just trying to get all of that right. Okay, so people that you need to follow on Instagram, you can definitely follow me. Please do at the J Renee. That's TheJayRene, and I am brought to you by WMSK Online Radio. You can connect with them on Instagram at WMSKOnlineradio.com. So this is my segment in my show where I talk about who you need to follow on Instagram. So if you are a humanitarian, if you have time on your hands and you're in the California area, or if you would like to donate, somebody that you would like to follow and check out on Instagram is Beauty to the Streets. All right, that is the word beauty, the number two, the and streets ending with a Z. That is Beauty, the number two, THE, streets with a Z. Okay, she is out there helping the California population feel better about themselves. She is helping the homeless and impoverished, you know, do what they got to do. She's helping them eat. She's helping them get haircuts and their hair done. Something that we all know can make you feel great. It is definitely scientific and preparing them for interviews and things like that. So that is definitely somebody you want to follow. If you are into the hip hop scene and definitely the freestyle battles and things like that, and you are in the DMV area, especially Philly, you want to follow K Walker. He's out of Philly. He is a undefeated freestyle battle rapper. Okay, you can follow him at famous underscore K dot Walker. That is famous underscore dot K Walker. He has something coming up in Miami. So if you're in Miami, you can hear the sound of my voice. You can definitely go to that. So if you're into hip hop and the freestyle battles and battle rap, that's somebody you definitely want to follow. If you are looking for some music, for some beats, you're trying to drop your EP or your LP, or you're just trying to have fun, you want to definitely get Feek Beats, that is FeekBeats on Instagram. He's got some beats. He also has a program for children, a music program showing children that are interested in music and engineering how to do it behind the scenes. So that is definitely somebody that you want to look up on Instagram and maybe follow and invest in the future. He has a lot coming up and going on. That is Feek Beats. That is FeekBeats. Follow him on Instagram. Now, if you are into black businesses, if you are wanting to travel, if you're in the Baltimore area, if you like to read books or you have somebody that you love that likes to read books, we definitely encourage you to follow Urban Reads Bookstore. Okay, that is Urban Reads with an S Bookstore. Exactly how it's spelled. You can follow them on Instagram. They will be having a grand opening. We're hoping December 15th. Okay, they are featuring all black businesses, black authors, and prison authors. If you are a prison author, if you know someone that is in prison that is an author or trying to be an author, you definitely want to hit up Urban Read Bookstore.com. And if you have someone that's in prison that has a book, or just got out of prison that has a book, or if you just in the hood and have a book, you can hit me up at Hip Hop Humanism Radio at gmail.com and put read my book, and we will connect you in. Someone else to follow. Someone else to follow on Instagram if you are an activist, if you're a humanitarian, if you have some time, or if you have some monetary funds to give to the cause to save our urban communities, to save our sons, to save our lives, to save our futures, okay? If you are interested in being part of the fight, part of saving our community, our sons and our daughters, I invite you to add my son, okay? He is an activist, he's a raptivist, and he also is an hip hop artist, okay? He has an organization, King Stop Killing Kings, okay? Definitely dope. I've talked about that all night. You can hit him up on Instagram if you are interested in connecting with him at My Sanity General. That is MYSONN as in Nancy. There's two Nancys. ENY, okay, General. All right, that's M as in man, YSONN, two Nancy's, EN, another Nancy, Y, General. Okay, you can link up with him on Instagram and see what he's talking about and see if you want to be part of the fight. You know, definitely your follows and your encouraging words and your recommendations are always welcome. Someone else to follow on Instagram is Tribe Gangsta, okay? He is part of GMAC. If you don't know what it is, I definitely incline you to look them up on Google right now. That's G.M.A.C.C. You should look him up. You can follow him on Instagram and see what he's about under Tribe Gangsta. That's TRIFE _gangster with the A. That is TRIFE _underscore GANGSTA. Real dope, brother. He got an organization trying to get back to his hood. You know what I'm saying? Real dope, super dope. So you definitely want to look him up. And you also, I incline you to look up Keys and Powers. Okay, that is keys like the keys to your car. KEYS _ Empowers. EMPO. Excuse me. KEYS _ EMPOWERS. Look them up on Instagram. All right, they got a studio up there named after Tupac Shakur. Bright young man doing things for the young man. You know, our kings are important. They are part of our hood. You know, I always talk about. You know, I'm a woman, so you know I'm inclined to lean towards the women and encouragement for them. But we have to remember our black kings and that we need them. We've always needed them. We never not needed them. Okay, the thought of not needing them was brought to us by a problem that was never ours. They just needed the numbers. Feminism was never our problem. The black man always loved the black woman. He was the king and we was their queen. They died for us. They did the most for us. Even in slavery, they died for us. When they couldn't protect us, they cried for us. You understand? They ain't never leave us. That's a myth. And those young men that are misguided, forgive them. That's not all of them. And that was never our legacy. That's something that was bred into us to divide us. I'll talk about that on another show. But those are our Instagram followers that you should follow. I'm going to go ahead and end this Instagram live. I'm going to save it to my stories, I think. Like I said, this is my first one. But I definitely thank you very much for listening to this whole thing, if you did. Please follow the people that I said that you should follow. You can connect with me and see my show and all of that. If you want to connect with me on Instagram or Twitter, it's the J Renee. That's THEJAYRENE. And if you want to connect with me on YouTube and watch some of my other shows or tonight's show, you definitely can under WMSK onlineradio.com. Just look up Hip Hop Humanism Radio. And if you're on YouTube, just look up Hip Hop Humanism Radio and look up WMSK Online Radio, or you can look up Hip Hop Humanism Radio, I believe. I think I did that right. I'm trying to get it right. If you deal with all these different social medias and you need about $100 extra a month, hit me up because I need to hire somebody. I need somebody to do that for me that I can trust. Okay, I need to be able to trust you, though, because I'm an old lady, but I will fight you if you're playing around with me. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. This is like positivity. And if I do fight you, I'll never tell nobody. Just watch it. But got 4 minutes left, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. If you are free December on this Saturday coming up, I believe it's the 15th. If you're free, I invite you out to Urban Reads bookstore. Okay, it's gonna be opening in Baltimore in the hood. You know, I pray and know that she's gonna be protected because she has a good heart. And God's gonna protect her, and she's a hood nigga, so hood niggas can respect that. And if somebody do come in there with their bullshit, she got enough backup to wear the thing twice the second time. But share this video if you feel so inclined. One day this is gonna be an archive. You see me now? I'm so just unassuming and nobody's paying attention. One day somebody's gonna come back to this stuff. And it's not going to be based on how much money I got, on none of that. It's going to be based on my heart and what I said. Yeah. I figured out my purpose in life, and that is to enrich my hood. I think about it a lot. Back in the slavery days, if I was there, I'd have been right beside Harriet Tubman or dead. You feel me? In the days of our Black Panthers, I'd have been in every march, every fight, in jail. You feel me? But I'm here now. So now I'm willing to do whatever it is I gotta do. And even if that's die. And if I die for this, if this is what kills me, that means that I worked hard for real. I had that moment. I had to stop and think about all of those that was really doing something for our people. The United States of America always kills them. They always die. And I had that moment. Because I'm serious about this, you feel me? And I had that moment like, this is something that they might kill you. Are you willing to die behind this? And immediately I was like, yeah. But you know, dying is a real thing. People say everything, I had to think about it. Am I willing to die behind this? And the answer is yeah, man. I'm willing to die for the innocent. I'm willing to die for what is right. The guy that I believed in said, if you must die, die for what is right. I can't walk around like nothing's wrong. If if I see it, I got to say something. You feel me? It's my purpose in life. I appreciate y'all for being here tonight on Hip Hop Humanism Radio. And if you don't remember nothing else, remember this, that hip hop is in the hood. I hope to be with y'all next Thursday. And the place to be, WMSKOnlineRadio.com. It's your girl J. Renee with Hip Hop Humanism and Hip Hop Humanism Radio. I gotta go. My throat hurt and I got a long ride ahead of me. Y'all keep your head up and remember that we come from royalty. And I expect you to act up. Good night.